Good morning and welcome to another edition of
The Vape Chronicles.
I'm Papa Ginge.
And I'm Brother Fisher.
This morning we're reviewing the new VandyVape Pulse BF Kit Squonk mod. Let's dig in. Oh hey, we're just here amongst the clouds this morning. It is a beautiful Monday in Columbus, Ohio. You'll notice that I am decked out in my New England Patriots gear. The boys won the playoff game last night, AFC Championship, and we're going back to the Super Bowl.
I've watched a sports tournament before.
Sports ball, home run, Patriots! They got a goal! Yeah, I'm a football junkie. Brother Fisher really doesn't care. That's what happens when you're from Michigan and the only team near Detroit is the Lions. Sorry, guys.
That's what happens when you're an art snob.
Okay, well, that too. So anyway, this morning we have an exciting new kit that we want to tell you about. Beautiful little mod here from VandyVape. It's the VandyVape Pulse. It comes in a really nice box called the BF Kit. It's right here. It says it is a Tony B project. Now, I don't know a lot about Tony B, but what I do know is that he helped design this thing, and it is pretty freaking sweet. So we're going to show you the ins and outs of this thing. So first, let's go over some of the details, and that's beautiful. Go over some of the details and how it works. So the VandyVape BF Pulse, it's a Squonk mod. It is an unregulated Squonk mod, so it's technically a mechanical mod, right? So for those of you who are used to regulated kits, this is not regulated. You cannot adjust the wattage. There is no temperature control setting. It is as simple as it gets. It operates off a single 2700 battery, or comes with a nifty little sleeve that serves as an adapter to put a single 18650 battery in, which is pretty cool. Nifty little adapter that Brother Fisher's going to show you here. Contact on the bottom of that. We'll pop a battery in here and show you. Pretty simple. There you go. Just take that and you pop it right in. Pretty cool about this little thing. They are 3D printing these, so the whole thing is made of this kind of a plasticky material, but it feels pretty solid, pretty sturdy. 3D printed, which is cool and innovative. They're cranking them out. You're seeing them everywhere. And one of the nifty things it comes with, the Squonk game is interesting. If you don't know what squonking is and you're a little late to the game on that one, I'm sorry, you're missing out. But the way it works is you swap out the 510 pin in your RDA and replace it with a different 510 pin that has a hollow center, and then you connect inside the mod somewhere a nifty little bottle like this. And this one is made of silicone, which is really cool. Some bottles are like this weird hard plastic that feels like a cheap milk jug. This is really nice silicone. So you fill this with juice, and it connects this little hose here, and when you squeeze it, it pushes juice up through the hole in the 510 pin, and it just saturates your cotton. So you can get that dripper flavor on the go. So if you're like me and you're in the car quite a bit, and you don't want to drip, and you don't have one of those easy dripper things that like suction cups to the windshield, you can Squonk. It's pretty sweet. So it comes with a really nice, nifty little bottle. Pretty good quality, feels nice. And then on the inside of the mod, there is a switch. So, if you need to turn it off, for lack of a better term, there's a switch here that just disconnects the battery so that it won't fire in your pocket, won't fire in whatever bag you're traveling in, just for safety. And the mod comes with the Pulse RDA by VandyVape, which has some pretty unique features that we're going to talk about here in just a minute. Brother Fisher picked this up last week at the shop. We built it on the spot, which was pretty cool. Some of you guys tuned in on Instagram to the live feed video. He took it home and he's been vaping on it for a little while. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about how it's been.
So I really do like this device. The simplicity of the design, it's easy, it's mechanical. The building on it is really simple. And if I can get the cap off, how about that? I'll just take the. You've got yourself a drop style atomizer, so you just drop your leads in some holes and then you screw them down nice and tight, and then you get yourself a good vape. The button is pretty easy to press. It's nice and simple. You don't have to press it all the way in to make a connection, although I prefer to make sure that I'm getting a solid connection. I gotta drip a little bit. Here's what it looks like to Squonk.
You can kind of tell it's coming up through the bottom pretty good. It's pretty sweet.
Saturate that cotton. You hear that?
You can hear it sucking the juice back into the bottle, so you're not wasting anything. It's pretty tight. It's pretty awesome.
That's how you know you're squonking.
Yeah. So it's a cool mod. Squonking is kind of coming back. I think it was a thing for a minute and then kind of went away, and people were dripping or they're just using a tank. And tanks are great. I have a UL Crown 3 on one of my mods that I take everywhere. But now with the ability to squonk and you've got some regulated squonk mods, some unregulated squonk mods. It's great to get dripper flavor.
It's easy to drip on the go. That's the great part about Squonk, and this is a nice, inexpensive kit to start with. You what was it? $80.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Comes with an atomizer. You get yourself the pulse atomizer, and you get yourself a box. It does not come with batteries, so you got to pick up your own batteries, which is fine. Just make sure you pick yourself up some high amperage batteries, because you are doing, especially if you're going to do some sub-ohm vaping, which is what these things are designed to do. Right now, the iJoy that I have in here, it does about 40 amps, so that's plenty of amperage to handle really low current, really low resistance atomizer builds. So to do it safely, that is, without blowing it up.
Don't want to melt your face.
Please don't melt your face, especially if you watch us. Yeah. All you gotta do is get yourself a good battery that's gonna handle the resistance that you've built.
There you go. One thing we did notice about the mod, because of the batteries and everything, you want to make sure that you wrap a pretty small coil when you build. So I think we've got like a 2 millimeter.
Right now I got a 3 mil.
A 3 mil.
3 millimeter.
3 milliliter.
Millimeter.
I can't get the millimeter. A 3 millimeter.
It's kind of sticky, guys. That's a 3 millimeter wrap, and it's not quite as hot as I want it to be. So I might rewrap it at some point and get myself down to a 2.5. But so far it's working well. The flavor that I've got on this Dinner Lady Orange Tart is spectacular. It's not the best flavor I've ever had, but it is good flavor. You're gonna taste it.
It's good. It's pretty solid stuff. So we made a pros and cons list, and I'll let Brother Fisher go over the pros.
First off, we've got a simple design. There's nothing complicated about it. There's nothing. You're not talking about temperature control. You're not talking about anything. You're not even. You don't even have to worry about resistances. A good 3 millimeter 5 wrap is going to get you where you want to be, around 0.28 ohms. And then the biggest advantage of this kit is you got Squonk, which means you've got dripping flavor on the go. On the go. Everywhere you go. Sick. It's got an 8 milliliter tank. I'm just jumping all over the place with these millimeters and milliliters. Good God. You think I'm not an expert at this or something. Like, I've never done it. I've done it. I've done this for years.
Years. Yeah, he used to carry like a 15.5 pound stainless steel copper tube mod and just beat people to death with it.
Yeah, that happened.
It's not true. Something else really cool on the pros list. This thing came with a lot of accessories, lots of replacement parts. It came with a tri-tool, which is amazing. A lot of places just send you that crappy little screwdriver. Everybody's seen the meme where it's like, what was it? Like, I vape. I'm also a collector of tiny screwdrivers.
Yes.
Everybody has a whole
glass bottles and tiny screwdrivers.
So it comes with that. Comes with some extra screws.
Got the screws for the atomizer and an extra 510 pin. If you want to drop the pulse on something that's not squonkable, you can just swap out the pins, and then you can drop it on whatever mod you want to.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And then this stuff, I think this is for the extra. I think this is extra spring and screw and pin for the button. I haven't really looked at the user manual yet. I'm assuming that's what it is, because there's no hole in this little pin. So that's what it looks like. Extra button stuff.
And there's a cloud about to fall on your head. There it comes. Slowly but surely.
Your mom's about to fall on my head.
I don't understand what that means. All right, so more pros. Accessories. It's lightweight, and it feels good in your hand. It's not real sharp edges. Kind of rounded off, feels good. Um, the deck on the Pulse RDA is actually a pretty big build deck with that drop style. So you just drop your coils straight in, drop the leads into the holes, tighten them up. Super great, easy to do, and there's a lot of space in there for a lot of cotton. Not a super deep well, but when you're squonking, you don't need a super deep well because that stuff is coming right from the bottle. So I really like that about this thing. There we go. So you can see the deck right there. What else? I think, yeah, so lots of space, lots of accessories, squonkability on the run. That's a new word, squonkability. Simple design, light and feels good in the hand, drop style deck. The cons. So it is an unregulated mod. So for those of you who are used to regulated, being able to turn your wattage up and down, people who, I know a lot of people are kind of uneasy with the idea of a mech mod just because it's so direct. You got to know a little bit more about your batteries and everything. That could be a con for some people. The only other thing is the bottle insertion system for the Squonk bottle. It just connects. There's a tiny hole in the top of the bottle and a tiny little hose inside the mod where they connect. It's kind of hard to get it up in there. And
when I for the first time that I actually dropped the bottle in with liquid, I overfilled the bottle. I did. Don't overfill the bottle also. But it's so soft that when you press on it, it causes pressure, and I got some leakage into my box. So I got a little bit of liquid on my battery. I had to wipe that off. That wasn't so great.
There's some other Squonk mods that have like a plunger system. The iJoy Capo Squonk mod has a plunger system to where the plunger comes down the hose, you pop the bottle onto that and push it up so you don't leak any juice. That's pretty cool. Maybe VandyVape could think about something like that in the future if they make some edits to this one. But those honestly are the only two cons that we had. But we do have a couple of kind of subjective things. What do we like? What do we think you might like about the VandyVape Pulse? The first thing is that it's sexy. It's a cool looking little mod. Comes in all kinds of colors, but this red is amazing. It's pretty cool. Brother Fisher mentioned,
I love the matchy. Your side panels match the drip tip. Yeah. There is an additional 810 drip tip that comes in the box. So if you want to put a black, I should have just had it out so that you guys could see it, but it comes with a black Delrin drip tip too. So if you want to replace the red and you don't like the matchy and you want it to match the atomizer, you can.
You can do it.
So Here we go.
But that was a cool thing that we liked. It matches. The other thing that I mentioned that I really like about this thing is the button. The button's very fluid, and Brother Fisher mentioned that you don't have to hit it all the way to make a connection, but you like to. It just feels good. Some mech mods are the buttons are a little stiff, or even sometimes they're not even like springy. They kind of just click, which is weird to me. This thing, the button feels good. There's some good spring behind it.
Some weight to it too, so you don't have to fear that it's going to go off in your pocket. But it is easy to press, and it's got a nice smooth feel to it.
Yeah. So why don't you take a good hit off that thing? Show them what it does. There we go. Clouds for days. All right, so this is the VandyVape Pulse. The full kit runs about $75 at your local shop or online. Comes with the Pulse RDA, which is a cool little RDA. It's pretty awesome. Great little atomizer. Remember, you want to wrap the coils 2.5-ish millimeters just to make sure that you're getting enough heat.
Depending on the resistance of the wire you've got, this is a good introduction to building. If you want to learn how to build, it's simple. It's a good way to do it. You can practice and try out different configurations: thick wire, thin wire, wide wraps, narrow wraps, dragon coil if you want to. Just all sorts of cool stuff. It's good introductory design that'll allow you to build nice and easy.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to be looking at some more cool stuff. I recently got a hold of a Smoke Pro Color mod that we're going to do a review on, talk about it. Much different than a simple mechanical mod. We've got some juice we're going to start talking about. And as we mentioned before, I think we might even do like a field trip video to one of our favorite shops here in town. With that, this has been another episode of
The Vape Chronicles.
I'm Papa Ginge.
I'm Brother Fisher.
And we will see you next time.